Hey, I hope all is well. I'm sure you're wondering why we're talking about another coffee dripper. You know, I asked myself recently or lately because I've been getting a lot of different coffee drippers is that what's the whole point? What are we really trying to do? At the end of the day, we're just trying to make coffee. Good tasting coffee. Some of us want that challenge of a Hario V60. Some of us want something very simple like a French press for whatever different reasons. I believe people should only have 1 to 2 brewers. Don't look back there. I review different things for different reasons. Ultimately, it's about you. Like, what do you care about? Why do you care about different brewers? With that being said, this is a Hario V60 Dripper Mugen. At first, when I looked at it, I was wondering why would somebody get something that's not a Hario V60. As you see, I have a Pegasus somewhere right here. I have a switch. So Hario does make other brewers. This one right here, it says Coffee Imagination. And I think its saving grace really is that it's a 1 pour brewer, which is kind of interesting to me because a lot of times people just want simplicity. So let's take it out the box. Nothing special about the box. It looks like a Hario V60. Don't know why it looks like this in particular. But yeah, this is what it looks like. It looks like a Hario V60 with different ridges and all that. The hole is probably a little bit smaller compared to a Hario V60 hole. And I think holes are very important. And I think this is just another way where you can actually hang it, take it off, clean it, whatnot. I don't think you spinning it will do anything for you. I think what we're gonna do is to see if it has any recipes. I'm gonna put it through its paces for a month. So this is just the first introduction of this brewer. We're gonna see what we like about it, what we don't like about it, who it's for, and all that good stuff. And in this case, the directions are put a size 2 filter inside, wet the filter, put the ground 20 grams and then 240 grams milliliters of water and just let it do its thing. Start in the center, moving outward in the spiral. Go to 240 and then let it drip down. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna test the temperature sensitivity to see how that affects the taste and flavor. So I think we're gonna got the kettle going for 185 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna do another test. Exact same, everything's gonna be the same. And then we're gonna go extreme 210, which things should be more or so sensitive at those 2 spectrums. For now, we just want to see what this brewer can do. Its saving grace as being a 1 pour brewer. Here's a Hario V60 filter. It is hugging the ridges and everything. As you can see, I wet the filter. 20 grams. And this is a Brazilian coffee, so I think the flavors are very neutral. We'll see if we can get some kind of differences in flavor and taste. And remember, we're gonna take this 1 pour to 240, start in the middle. And then once we start in the middle, we'll go outwards. And then we're gonna stop at 240. It's dripping through. It's doing its thing. Now, I absolutely hate beds that look like this. I really do. It looks like garbage, but we're just gonna trust the brewer, the way it was made, and we're going to go from there. As you can see, it looks horrendous. Okay, so I think the first pour was 185. Swirl it around. Pour some coffee. Get a TDS, because that's what a geek does. To my left, your right, this is the 185. And we're gonna get this one going. I do like the way it hugs the filter. I'm sure there's many techniques out there of how to do this correctly, or if I am doing it correctly. I do like this kettle because I can go as slow as I want to. I think it'd be perfectly fine too if you just dump everything in there. You probably use a regular kettle. Let's go ahead and drink some coffee, but we're gonna drink the one that's 185. I already know how this coffee tastes, so let's see how it presents itself. A little flat. The grind size, it was a 7 on the old version 2, regular burrs. It does taste flat. I wonder if grind size is going to play a bigger part in this. It's smooth. This coffee is very smooth anyway. I wish the flavor was a little bit more pronounced in it, but that's just what we get. This will bode really well if you wanted to play around with the grind size a lot more. I think that's going to bring the best out of at least this coffee as it is right now. My initial thoughts. I'm gonna swirl this, pour some coffee. 1.3. 1.3 at essentially a 1:12 ratio. That's pretty low. So we are severely under extracted, which is fine. It is what it is. The coffee is very smooth. That may work for other people, but as you see, I'm drinking it. I like to drink it first before I actually do TDS, to give you my initial thoughts first before I kind of massage it with the numbers and make it look like I know exactly what I'm doing, which I do, but it's better because you don't have this. You have your palate. Trust your palate. We're gonna taste this one. Okay, here we go. I don't know if it's just because it's so hot that it's giving me this perceived notion that it's a little bit more extracted, more flavorful. The lemony type of taste from this coffee is coming in a little bit more. But I think it's still more so the same. I think it's hotter. So I think when it cools down, it's going to be more so the same type of taste and flavor as compared to the 185 degrees Fahrenheit version. It may be a little bit more extracted, but flavor wise, taste wise, that's kind of like where I'm at right now of what I'm tasting initially. This is what it looks like. See that? That's what it looks like. Kind of a shitty bed. I really hate these beds. I used to do these beds all the time when I first started brewing a cup of coffee, but this thing is designed this way to do one pour, and that's what it looks like to do one pour. I may do an actual experiment of just doing that on a Hario V60, just one pour, to see if there's a big difference at all, where you just use the Hario V60 to do the same thing. This brewer was $10, $10, $11. It's plastic, PBA, pre, and all that good stuff, but I wonder if you can just do the exact same thing with the Hario V60 and get the same flavors. Probably can. Probably a gimmick, marketing, and all that stuff. This is, again, my first thought about this brewer. If the goal is just to do one pour, and the coffee, at least initially, tastes lackluster on a grind size that I usually use, I may have to go finer and actually to bring out more, which I think I may have to. We'll kind of do the exact same thing on a Hario V60 and produce the same thing. Just saying. Let's see the TDS reading. Wow, 1.57. That is a lot. Still under extracted as what I'm tasting, because at this ratio, it should be like at 1.8. That means that they want you to make a strong cup of coffee. So you can bump that up quite a bit with doing the temperature. And then I think if you go ahead and do the grind size, you're gonna be exactly where you wanna be with this particular coffee. It's at a 7. I think a 5 should probably get you where you want to. But again, I'll put it through its paces and all that stuff as we go through this. This is my initial thoughts. I do think this is probably a waste of money, but it does have that cool aspect of doing one pour. But if you already have like a Hario V60, you can probably do that too. I wouldn't suggest a fast filter on this. Probably can use it if you want to, but you're losing a lot of things on this. It didn't say anything about blooming. In a single pour 240 milliliters of water starting from the center moving out. Okay, it says adjust coffee used to taste. Oh, okay, so we can play around with that, but it seems it needs as much time as it needs in order to make it work. I think the grind size is going to be the key factor in this. We'll see. This is me, Oki at Everyday Bean, signing off. Till sometime in the future as we break it down a little bit more. Talk to you later. Bye.